This is Neil Schneider for MTBS TV at Oculus Connect. To my immediate right is Daniel Ferguson, Director of Interactive for RealFX. And to his immediate right is Dale Carman, founder of RealFX. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you. Hi.
Glad to be here. Now, it's quite a show. I mean, Oculus Connect, it's only a couple of years ago that it was just a little Kickstarter. Actually, I shouldn't say a little one. It's $2.5 million.
Yeah, giant.
So I take it you're both very excited about VR in general, I'm sure. How did Pacific Rim, obviously a huge cinematic success. You did a wonderful demo for Comic-Con. Dale, maybe you could tell us the story of how that got started.
Well, I was a Kickstarter backer for Oculus, and so started developing for the DK1 and got really excited about the technology. And then Legendary Films, who created Pacific Rim, ended up contacting Oculus and contacting us to bring it to life for Comic-Con as a virtual reality experience.
And why was Pacific Rim, Daniel, if I could ask, why was Pacific Rim the perfect experience for Oculus?
Gigantic robots, gigantic monsters, or kaiju. Definitely not monsters. And being able to be inside of that and seeing the scale of everything and actually feeling like you're in it is like robot dream, right?
Well, Dale, can you talk about the experience? Like, what does the user experience when they step into that cockpit?
Absolutely. So we wanted to create the feeling of presence, of actually being in another place. And so whenever you step into the to the Pacific Rim experience in the Oculus Rift, it's all DK2 driven. So you've got positional tracking and all the great stuff. And immediately you are a Jaeger pilot. The Jaeger is the giant robot, and so you're in the head of a Jaeger robot. And next to you is your co-pilot, and you drift together. You drift in the Rift to become a part of this experience where you're piloting the robot and are attacked by the kaiju.
Yeah, you totally reenact the whole scene from the movie. So, as a sci-fi fan, getting into that is like never been done before, right?
I remember the scene where you got two pilots and they share kind of like a brain to make the robots work. I saw the movie. I know this. I've seen it actually a couple of times. And when you were showing it at Comic-Con, did you actually have two separate pilots, or is it a simulated pilot?
Yeah. So your co-pilot is the actor from the movie, and he's
walking you through the ad experience.
And so at Comic-Con, you had basically 4 booths. Everybody was, an individual pilot. So.
One of the big challenges with VR, we're here at Oculus Connect. Everyone here, most of them, if not everybody, owns their own Rift. They own their own equipment. They're professional developers. But, I'm thinking of Comic-Con where you have tens of thousands, if not more, that all are waiting to try this virtual reality experience. But it's like one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. So was that a big concern to share this experience?
Yeah, so they ended up doing 4 stations. So it was 4 at a time, and they ended up having, 2,000, 2,500 people go through.
A lot of people. We had never in a line, and it's probably a pretty good work through. People had 2 minutes at a time, 1 minute, one between each station, and the fact that everybody just comes in, everything works perfectly, no downtime. Other than when VIPs came through, and then we had to cordon off the area.
Maybe talk about the Samsung and how we basically make it available to everybody else.
Yeah, so the Samsung mobile devices, there's no way that an experience would work like that on a mobile device unless we change that experience. And so we did a bunch of secret stuff to it, and now you can enjoy that whole experience when the consumer models come out.
So Gear VR, Samsung and Oculus solution for the consumer that comes out in a month or so, very, very soon, is the consumer version, the first consumer version of virtual reality. And on the Gear VR, on every Gear VR that ships, will be the Pacific Rim experience.
So it's coming included with Gear VR.
And they're doing that here. So tomorrow, people will be able to walk up and see it on Gear VR, and it's breathtaking.
Now, it sounds to me that you're both very committed to the technology, and what I mean by that is you've got Pacific Rim, you're being included with Gear VR, but you have plans in the future as well. What do you have cooking?
So we have quite a few things cooking. One of the things that we're really excited about is the Book of Life. So the Book of Life is our film, our second film from Real Effects. It's in theaters October 17th, distributed by Fox worldwide. It's going to be an amazing movie. Zoe Saldana and Channing Tatum and an amazing cast that are in it. And we're creating a virtual reality experience of that movie. So you're going to be able to go into the movie, experience the land of the remembered, all in awesome DK2 Oculus virtual reality.
It's a whole new level, I think, of seeing content through a different lens, because I'm in the content. I'm part of that content, of that film.
You're not just watching the movie, you get to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So are we going to see a trend where you're going to see these theatrical releases of movies, be it top grade, big budget movies, and maybe the marketing push or an additional experience by like a permanent fixture is we're going to see this VR attachments to these films. Do you see that as a long-term trend?
Absolutely. It's something, my philosophy in making movies is to make movies that I want to see. And so it's the same thing with VR. I'm making things that I want to experience. And so what I see in VR from here forward is that I want to watch movies, and then I want to be in.
Yeah.
So wonderful. Well, thank you both for joining us. So we have to look forward to your work on Gear VR. Eventually, when the consumer version of the Rift, I'm sure we're going to see some of your stuff there as well. And Director of Interactive, I hope I'm remembering that title correctly.
Fine. Yeah, that's good.
It's a good title. What's the correct title? Did I get it wrong? What's the correct title? It's perfect. Okay.
That's it.
So I take it this is your area of expertise long term. VR.
Yeah, VR. That's the future of what we're working.
This is it right here.
I love VR.
I love VR.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both for joining us. This is Neil Schneider for MTBS TV at Oculus Connect. We'll be back with more. Thank you for watching.